Welcome to episode 22 of the MetaMagix Monster Manual and another continuation of the Dead by Daylight chapter. In today's episode, we are going to cover how I think you should run the Executioner or Pyramid Head from Silent Hill in DnD 5e. Now for the Executioner's stat block, I did design a stat block that's designed to be harder than most of the ones that have come out in this chapter so far. So with that in mind, let's just jump right into it. As a reminder, you can find a link to the stat block in this video down in the description below. It'll take you to my Twitter or my Discord, where you can find a downloadable picture for free. So this is the Executioner, and to begin, the Executioner is classified as a large humanoid with the Chaotic Evil tag, same as all the other killers. He has an armor class of 14, 200 hit points, and a movement speed of 35 feet. For the stat array, he has a gigantic strength value of 19 with an 18 constitution, and the other stats being pretty nominal, around 10 through 14. He is immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks, but could be turned down to just a resistance if your party is low on magic. He has a passive perception of 12, speaks 0 languages, and is a challenge rating of 8. Now we can jump into some gameplay and talk about his unique actions and abilities. So to begin, the Executioner's main ability is his Rites of Judgment. As a bonus action, the Executioner can plunge his great knife into the ground and carve a trail wherever he moves. Any creature who walks over the trail becomes afflicted with torment. The trail lasts for 1 minute. Any creatures afflicted with torment and are at 0 hit points can be sent to a Cage of Atonement by the Executioner as a bonus action. The cage appears at a location of the DM's choosing within 60 feet of the Executioner. While in the cage, creatures automatically fail any death saving throws and can only be rescued with the help of another creature. So now for this ability, I do recognize that some groups really don't like the concept of automatically failing pretty much anything. So if you wanted to give your party a little bit more agency when they're in the Cage of Atonement, you could make it just creatures have disadvantage on death saving throws rather than automatically failing them. But this is what I have written here. So, but for this to work, a creature has to, 1, be afflicted with torment, meaning they have to walk over a trail left by the Executioner. 2, they have to be downed at 0 hit points, and 3, they have to have been committed to being caged for this to happen. So I feel like the automatic failure is a bit fair, but again, that's just me. Change it however you would like it. Let's talk about his perks. First off, we have Forced Penance. Any creature who heals a creature other than themselves or rescues a creature from the Cage of Atonement cannot be healed by any means for the next minute. So basically suffer from the broken status effect from the game. They are immune to all healing effects. Doesn't matter how high the level of magic it is. They cannot be healed for that next minute. Next up, we have Trail of Torment. After reducing a creature to 0 hit points, Rites of Judgment activates until the end of the turn without requiring a bonus action. So if it has not already been activated, creature gets downed. The Executioner does not have to use a bonus action to activate any of his trails. They are automatically activated, and it will also apply to one of his actions later down the line. And finally, we have Deathbound. Any creature that heals another creature while within 30 feet of the Executioner must make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. If a creature's saving throw is successful or the effect ends for it, the creature is immune to the Executioner's Deathbound for the next 24 hours. This ability is being a bit more nice than some of the previous Frighten abilities I put in this chapter, rather, as this one does have an immunity factor to it. So basically, any creature that decides to heal near the Executioner is going to be making a lot of risks with this, with Forced Penance and Deathbound both being activated at the same time. So talking about his actions now, first off, we have his Great Knife, melee weapon attack, +7 to hit, 5-foot range, and deals 2d8 +4 slashing damage. And for his other action, we have Punishment of the Damned, another melee weapon attack that requires Rites of Judgment to be active, meaning he is either digging his knife into the ground with the bonus action, or it has already been activated by Trail of Torment, and it has a +7 to hit, reach 15 feet, multi-target. It is in a line, so any creature that is in that 15-foot line is going to get hit or be attacked by this, and it deals 2d8 +4 piercing damage. So your goal when running this killer is likely to apply the Torment status effect, put the trail down in some really key critical points to make as many of the party members run over it as possible, and then line up your shots with Punishment of the Damned with the bonus action Rites of Judgment active to hit as many creatures as possible. If you're able to down creatures and then send them to Cages of Atonement, it will require other creatures to go and save them pretty quickly, which can break up the party in the fight, making your job as the executioner a lot more deadly. So with that in mind, that is how I think you should run the executioner or pyramid head in D&D 5e. If you guys enjoyed this stat block and enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't. For some reason, my file that automatically tells you to subscribe at the beginning of these videos decided to stop working, so I have to manually tell you to do this every video now until I figure something out. But in which case, this chapter is almost over, and then we will go back to another series of DM's Guild reviews, maybe reviewing some other material, before we move on to the next chapter of the MetaMagix Monster Manual. We only have 2 more monsters in this chapter before it concludes, so stay tuned for those. Those are going to be really good ones coming up soon, guys. But until next time, have fun, stay safe, and as always, happy gaming.